record. Why you're not? Okay, but we're just going to do this. Share screen. Just bear with me. I'm coming. Here we go. Welcome to our Avon Fundraiser Power Hour training opportunity. Huh? For oh wait, somebody's coming on. Mute your line. That's okay. Mute. I'll mute that one. Hopefully that worked. It did. Welcome to your Avon Fundraiser Power Hour training opportunity for Team Amazing Avon Achievers, presented by Executive Leader Karen Tucker, and it is September 22nd, 2016. You may want to get a notebook to take lots of notes and have your cell phone ready to take snapshots. As you have questions, please write them down, and if it's not discussed throughout the next hour, because this is an hour call, it's packed with great information. At the end of the presentation, we will open up and have Q&A. My name is Karen Tucker. I've been selling Avon for 27 plus years, and I joined it just for a discount. I have done several fundraisers from $500 to $15,000, from single page flyers to full brochures. Whatever level of sales you would like to achieve, you can do it with fundraisers. My story on how I really got started doing fundraisers, I won an incentive back in probably 94, 95. And it was a recruiting incentive. I went to San Francisco, and I hadn't done much traveling out of Louisiana. At that time, I was in my early 30s, and I met two Valley girls, and they were the ones that got me started. They said, "Oh, have you ever went on an Avon trip?" And I said, I had no clue what they were talking about. I really thought, no, I could never sell that much, 110,000. Well, it was 100,000 back then, but they said, "Oh, do it with fundraisers," and that's what got me rolling with fundraisers. And what followed from there was the trips. You know, I've been to Alaska twice, 7-day cruise, all expenses paid. I brought my husband one time. I've been to Hawaii 3 times. I've been to San Francisco, San Diego, Tennessee, New York several times, Atlanta, Orlando. The list goes on and on. And that was all on Avon, all expenses paid. And I was able to bring my husband or a guest to several. I've been to Disney World trip, and you will see on the next slide some pictures that I kind of captured a few. But also back years ago, you had a trip, you earned a trip for one, and you got a $3,000 bonus instead. And I took that bonus, and that's what paid for my daughter's high school. That's what it cost back then. Today, gosh, it's a lot more. But I've traveled the world on Avon. I call it the world because it's all over the U.S. for me, and it's been a great opportunity, great adventure. The places I've seen and the friendships I have made, the friendships are so dear to my heart. I have friends all over the U.S., and as you grow your business and go to events, you will too. I hope I can encourage you to go after fundraisers, because if I can do this, you can do this too. Many of the forms you will see on the presentation, I will fly right over a lot of them, but I want you to see them. They came right off of your Avon.com. So why do an Avon fundraiser? Your sales levels, to achieve any sales level you desire. Our sales levels go from campaign, to achieve them, go from campaign 1 to campaign 26. President's Club is $10,000. And award sales, Honor Society is $20,000. Rose Circle is $35,000. McConnell Club is $65,000. President's Council is $110,000, and Inner Circle is $220,000. And I know you look at this and you say, "There's no way I could ever achieve them." But by the time we finish this call, I think I can change your mind, because you can achieve any one of these goals. There's a girl out in Mississippi, out here in Baton Rouge, that literally sells from her car all the time, wherever she can set up a table. And last year she did over $220,000. She has a little bitty car. I don't know how she packs it all, but she's a serious seller. So it can be done. What else? Why else would you want to do a fundraiser? Well, to help a local organization, school, club, dance team, drill team, band, any individual that needs to raise money, any organization. When you see them doing fundraisers, that's the ones you want to approach. And of course, you want to do a fundraiser for the trips. Trips. There's incentives all the time. Avon has had many cruises and just all kinds of, every year there's a new place that we go to. Next year for 2017 is Dominican Republic. Real excited about that. I've never been there, and that's going to be a lot of fun to get to see that part of the world to me. I've traveled, like I said, all over, all expenses paid. And once you make a trip with Avon, you don't want to miss another one, because you really are treated royally with gifts, a lot of gifts, and a lot of red carpet treatment. Really quick here too, when you achieve President's Club, when you achieve $10,000 in sales, you're guaranteed 40% earnings the rest of that year and the next year, and 25% on fixed earnings. You can order up to 3 demos, and you get an invitation to our President's Gala, and you get 25 points. You have an 800 number you can use for account services. You can order an advanced brochure 2 campaigns ahead for a small fee. You get exclusive gifts presented at the PRP recognition event, achievement pin, and you get 400 points towards either Miss Albie, or you can just stack your points. I definitely recommend saving your points. Let them build. That way when conference comes, you have points to pay for conference. Your next level is Honor Society, which is $20,000 in sales. You can order up to 5 demos, and you get 800 points. And you get to bring a guest to the recognition banquet or gala. The next level is Rose Circle, which is $35,000 in sales. Then you're guaranteed 45% for the rest of that year and the next. You can order up to 10 demos. And you may wonder why you want that, but when you get to this level, if something's really hot, like, if it's something frozen and it's, like last year, Frozen was definitely really, that's when you would want something like that. You'd want to get it ahead. Rose Circle, you get 1,600 points. Then we have David H. McConnell, which is level 4. That's 65,000 in sales. You can order up to 15 demos and 5,000 points. President's Council, you get a trip for 2. You get special recognition. You get a special toll-free number, a specialist that you get to speak with when you need to call customer service, and you get 10,000 points. Whoa, went a little fast there. And then the last one, level 6, is President's Inner Circle, sales of 220,000, 50% earnings guaranteed. And once you get a taste of that, there's no going back. You get a Spirit of Albie Award, a special Inner Circle reward dollars, and 15,000 points. Lovely. Okay, so next year's trip is Dominican Republic. Who's going to go with me? You can still achieve this if you really want to. President's Recognition Program is celebrating you when you achieve those sales. Top achievers will be honored by Avon's management for a 5-day, 4-night trip. Pampered, and it's Punta Cana. Whoops, I went a little fast there. And it's a Hard Rock Cafe and Casino. Each year, then look at how pretty the pictures are. Can't wait to see that blue, clear water and get to spend some time there. Great relaxing trip. And when you work for it, you earn the reward. Some of the places I have traveled and some of the trips I've went on, these are the pictures I wanted to share with you quickly. This was an experience in 2005. My husband and I, we went to Hawaii. We did an excursion on the side where we took a helicopter ride, and I can still see a lot of the things that we were able to see. But my most favorite, I think, was the black sand, because something to do with the lava when it hits the water. It's something to do with the black sand. Then there's a cruise I have in the middle for 2007. I was able to bring my sister. I am a Woman of Enterprise recipient for 2006, and there's a special banquet every year when you do make the trips. There's a cruise down here for 98. I won a Disney World trip, and for February 2014, I was able to take my mother as my guest. And we had just lost my father, and she had worked so hard for years, and that was my goal, to bring her. Then in the bottom right-hand corner, that is a picture of conference when we used to pull 10 to 15,000 people. I just thought it was really neat to see. Another quick slide, you got Red Rock that we went to this last March. What a beautiful place. And these look just like their conferences or their cruise pictures. These are all people you probably see on Facebook. Next slide, we'll go right into the business part. And I'm going to attach a lot of these slides to our team in the files in our team Facebook page. Flyers such as this, but if they're available on your Avon.com, I won't be attaching those. This is just an example, something that you can send out. It's also, they have these where they forward to a page, or you can print the whole page. And it's really simple. And this is the exact words you can use when you go somewhere or, you know, when you meet people. There's your school, club, or organization need to raise money. Avon can help. Products every family needs and already buy. That's stuff we use every day. Simple, easy to use sale flyer. Earnings in hand as little as 3 weeks. Support from a trained Avon representative. I guess that would be me. Any questions you have, you can always pick up the phone and call me. The magic words when you are calling or speaking to someone face-to-face is always mention Avon fundraisers are prepaid. That's the best word, I would think. They can't, there's nothing they can lose. Benefits of participating in Avon fundraising: you can increase your sales immediately. A small group of only 20 participants selling $15 worth of products with 10 customers each, that's a $3,000 order. Entitling you to 50% that campaign. Now this was all put together, this particular slide, before. Now we really promote the single page flyers. This is when you do a brochure, but it's your decision what you want to do. I definitely recommend the single page flyers today. The brochures are, they're a lot harder to pack because we have so many different products, but it is up to the organization. But you can reach more potential customers. What I love about that today, that's why I want to go back after fundraisers. When I did a lot of my big fundraisers, social media just was not out there like it is now. And now, when you start giving all these new customers your website, you're going to start getting repeat orders. Fundraisers means networking with a variety of people. Everyone you come in contact with is a potential customer or a source of referral or prospective recruit. It's a fast track to President's Club and above, and you'll see that. Your steps to having a successful fundraiser: first step is finding an organization. Step 2 is choose your programs and flyers. Step 3 is register your fundraiser. And step 4 is managing the fundraiser and follow-up. Any place you see on this slide where it is hot pink, those are flyers. All of this you can get from your avon.com. I'm not going to read all of it. There's a little bit here and there that I will, but make a list of organizations with which you are personally involved, whether it's your church, your children's school groups, you know, sports teams, whatever it is that you're involved, carnival clubs, you know, your grandchildren's organizations. Contact the person in charge and always mention that you or your family are a member of the organization. Use our flyer inserts in every brochure, which that was the one I showed you, and where you distribute and post on bulletin boards at schools, community centers, supermarkets, any place you can, anytime you pass a bulletin board. So you always want to have those flyers because you can print them from the computer, and you should be able, I'm pretty sure, I was able to add in my information. And spread the word. You have to spread the word and constantly work it. You may not get a whole lot the rest of this year, but if you really start working it now, you will set yourself up for March. Well, for next year. Let's see. Many organizations have a fundraising committee. You have to have a chairperson and a committee to help you where they can pack the fundraiser. But you always want to know who that is because they're going to make the final decisions on which fundraisers to work with. A suggested scripts, there's 3 of them at youravon.com, but I love the one at the top on the left. And I would say something a little different, but you know, if I'm calling on an organization, I would say, hello, this is Karen Tucker. I am an Avon fundraiser specialist, because by the time you finish this call, you will be an Avon fundraiser specialist. You'll have all the knowledge you need to do a successful fundraiser. And I'll be there right there to hold your hand. All you have to do is let me know, pick up the phone and call me. But hello, this is Karen Tucker. I am an Avon fundraiser specialist and would love to speak with the person in charge of fundraisers for your organization or school. With whom am I speaking with? You wait for their response, you know, and are they available, and ask for their phone number if they're not. Always ask the school for the PTA and the PTO presidents or the fundraiser chairperson, because that's all people that you can, you know, ask for email addresses, who's in charge of the band, the cheerleaders, the dance team. All of these organizations go to camp. And in March, they're going to be booking fundraisers because all these students need a lot of money. I don't know what it costs today, but I bet it's a lot of money. I bet it's a good $500 to go to camp today. And you can help. And when I like to encourage, like if it's a cheerleading group, I like to, you know, or dance team, band, whatever, and they're going to camp. I always like to encourage the director to, you know, give part of the proceeds that they're going to earn. Maybe the organization would get 10%, and maybe 30 would go in that individual child's account or student. That way they have money to pay for their camp. They'll work a lot harder than they would have. This is just another script I'm not going to read over, but as you get into the third script, all this middle part right here is going to answer all the questions on your contact worksheet. You can get a contact worksheet from your Avon.com. You got a fundraiser timeline because you have to know the dates. I recommend closing a fundraiser depending on your RPS. If your RPS 6 to 10, and if you don't know your schedule, like I said, all you have to do is pick up the phone and call me. I recommend having a fundraiser turned in a week ahead. You could turn it in a week ahead. But if your RPS, see, I'm RPS 2, my order's due today. Yesterday was RPS 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can only maybe move it up a couple of days from your regular due date at this time. And this, like I said, you can get this form. There was something else I wanted to tell you. You can get this form at youravon.com. We'll just go on. They'll come back to me. Once you have the name of the person in charge of the fundraiser, you can either phone that person directly or send them a brief email or mail a letter and flyer. But don't forget, you have to follow up. If you're not going to follow up, and you have to continuously follow up till you reach them, if you're not going to follow up, don't send anything, because you have to follow up. There's a lot of competition out there. Use our introductory letter. I know what it was. Avon has made it so easy for you. Everything is there. When I did my big fundraisers, well, it was before we were putting orders in on the computer for the big one. And we had to do everything by hand. And we had, you know, design everything. But Avon's done everything for you, from thank you notes to everything. Everything you need to say when you call. And you can personalize your messages to your contacts. The next line. This flyer that you're seeing now is one that you wanted. It was very similar to the first one I showed you. It's 4 to a page, and again, it tells everything you need. Does your school, club, group, or organization need to raise money? Money in your hands in as little as 3 weeks. When you print these, make sure you have all your contact information at the bottom. You put one in every customer's bag, and that's how you will start to build your website orders. Finding an organization. Where do you find an organization? They're everywhere. Churches, nonprofits, schools, sports teams, PTOs, dance teams. I love daycare centers. I'd rather do 10 little ones than a giant one, but I'll take whatever I get. But Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions Club, senior centers, whatever team, whatever's out there, somebody, they're looking to raise funds. We want to help them raise their funds. Show them the benefits of partnering with Avon. Greater earnings for their organization. With a typical fundraiser, most people will buy, when it's candy, 1 or 2 candy bars, or maybe a t-shirt or 1 can or whatever it is. But Avon offers a variety of products for everyone. Cutting edge products. And our reputation carries us a long ways. We've been in business 131 years. We also have community outreach programs where you, it's when an organization is going to raise the funds, like it could be the owl, and they're going to donate that as gift in kind. So you want to start thinking of what organizations are dear to your heart. Children's Hospital is very dear to my heart. I was born with a heart defect, and it was repaired when I was 9 years old. And so that the Heart Association is too very dear to my heart. So think of what organizations are dear to your heart, and that's a great one to reach out. And I'll go more into that. When I did mine, it was on the plush animal we had, and I put Facebook, I think had just started, or maybe I did it just, it was like 4 years ago. Yeah, Facebook was around, and I did a lot of emails. That's when people were still reading emails. Within a couple of days, I had collected $400, and I did let everybody know that the proceeds were going to go back into buying more. You always have to let your customers know, or the customers know that are going to be doing the purchasing, where the proceeds are going, where the earnings are going. So consider your own organizations. Think of what organizations you belong to. And we covered that. But read the newspaper, and none of us get newspapers too much anymore. But I recommend maybe picking up a few in March, because in March they will start advertising all the summer camps. And that's a great group to go after because they usually need money for outside equipment or even inside equipment, whether it's, you know, computers, programs, also for maybe a day away, or what do you call a field trip. And that would be a great one. Let's see. Listen for radio advertisement. When you hear other organizations doing fundraisers, start making notes. Get you a binder and start keeping track of all that in a binder. When kids come to your house door to door selling something, take note of that. Take note of what the schools and what they're selling. But what's so great about Avon, our products are so affordable and it's something everybody can use. Determine the organization's need. Google the organization before you go and you'll get a feel of maybe what they may need. The organization's earnings should be determined by actual sales. If a group sells 1,500, suggested earnings could be 40%. If they sell less than that, you can do 35 or 30%. I would do 35, and then at $1,000, I would do 30. Use the organizational earnings chart, and it's going to be on the next slide. Always address all costs. Some representatives prefer to take a higher percentage of the profit and pay for the fundraising materials themselves, but others would prefer to take a lower percentage and let the organization pay. It's strictly up to you. The bags are not expensive at all. And what I love about the single page flyers, they're bundles, and I'll go more into that in a little bit. If somebody's tax exempt, there will be forms you'll see, and we'll hit them really quick, but you'll have to also call Avon on that one to get that approved before the fundraiser starts. This slide now is your 40% earnings. This is the one I recommend that you show to an organization once you get that appointment, or when you get that presentation, when you're doing the presentation. If they have, depending on the size of the group, if they have 50 students that have 10 customers that they sell $15 bundles to, because the bundles are pretty much all $15 that I'm seeing now. That is $7,500 in sales. There's your President's Club, and they would earn $3,000. If it's a school, say you have an elementary school, and a good rule of thumb I find, when you do a fundraiser, not everybody's can participate. It's probably 1/3 of participants. If you get a big school, elementary school, and 100 students participate, look at the sales. They sell to 10 people, $15 bundles. That's $15,000 in award sales. The organization earns $6,000. This flyer is definitely available at youravon.com along with the 30 and the 35%. But when you're showing this to an organization, do not leave this with them because each organization is going to be different. Many of the forms and letters that I'm showing, you will find at youravon.com under earning opportunities, then fundraisers on the left side. Now on to the good stuff. But first I want to say a big thank you to Deanna Kind for sharing her fundraiser knowledge with us in June. I got sick a week before with the shingles and I had a serious case, but I was not missing her training. We drove to Houston and then we drove back home the next day. She's on track this year to do $500,000 in fundraisers. And she said what happens, it has really brought her a huge e-rep orders, a huge database of customers in her e-store. She joined Avon in 2012 as a hobby. Her sales were $125,000. In 2013, her sales were $162,000. In 2014, $269,000. 2015, $385,000. And this year, like I said, she plans on hitting $500,000. It's incredible, but it can be done. She won the Skin So Soft car in 2013, 8-week incentive. She moved 1,200 miles from Chicago to Houston in the process. She made a commitment and did the fundraiser in both states. You just have to go out and really apply yourself. And for you, what you get, 50% earnings. A trip for 2 to a wonderful destination every year. Connect with more customers. Get your information out there. And as you get new customers, always ask for referrals. You'll get new team members as well. This is just another example of a letter that you can use. I'm not going to read any of it, but you can use it, make it your own. You can eliminate, take out what you want, and so forth. And I love this middle part of this too. This next slide is now school fundraising opportunities. Avon is a proud member of the Association of Fundraisers, Distributors, and Suppliers. Whether you're seeking funds for playground equipment, school bands, choirs, trip projects, so forth, whatever the classroom needs, Avon has the fundraisers for your organization. The biggest advantage is selling useful products, national known products. Whether it be gifts somebody's going to buy, bubble bath. What I love also about an Avon fundraiser, if you go, say, to grandma around the corner, or the student goes to grandma's, calls grandma, she's able to get maybe a dozen deodorants, or, you know, $20 in talc, something she can use, lotion, instead of highway robbery, wrapping paper, or a candle, and so forth. Avon Fundraisers has helped many local groups earn hundreds and even thousands of dollars to support school trips, PTOs, cheer, gymnastics, and so forth. Girls, don't forget the Girl Scout trips. You can also do Santa Secret workshops. I have a friend named Teddy on the right. You'll see she does Santa Secret workshops. She calls it Mistletoe Mall. In this flyer on the right, you'll see where it says, visit the Day Spring Academy. And she distributes them all over before it starts. And she lets everybody know it's a 3-day event. And she said she has anything from $1 on to $20. And she does very well. And it's the Santa Secret workshop. A few years back, one of my representatives helped several hundred children be able to attend a week's summer Bible camp in Atlanta by selling bubble baths. She made up her own, 3 for $15. And it was across the state. She's a real big missionary. And she got a lot of other missionaries to help her, but they sold over 30,000 in bubble bath. Wiped out the bubble bath supply for a little while, I bet. But you know what? She earned, not only helped all these students go, but she earned a 7-day cruise for 2, all expense paid to Alaska. Now, step 2, choose your program. What would it be? This is what's on your 4th quarter. These are your flyers. And you got Annie. I showed Annie in the beginning of the call. But right now I'm going to go into, let me go back. The Fundraiser Beauty Flyer, Make It Merry. This is the Make It Merry. And they can pick any 3 for $20. You know, the eyeshadows, the glimmer sticks, and so forth. Then you have on the right side, you have the lipsticks if they choose to pick that, and the lip glosses, 3 for $15. Then at the bottom right, you have any pack for $30, and it's the Skin So Soft packet, the lotion, the body wash, and the moisturizing oil. And then what's great about these, they all have built-in order forms, which is on the left at the bottom. But I want you to look at this order form here, the next slide. On the right side, this is just the back where the student would have their name and what they're raising funds for. You can also put labels on a lot of that. I would, and then that way they know in the order. When you make your labels, you want to say, you know, Avon Fundraiser, Paul Johnson's Middle School, all proceeds go to Paul Johnson's Middle School. Orders due by, all orders prepaid. Orders are due by 10:30. Orders will be delivered by, say, November 15th. Just an example. But I want you to look at this order form on the right and see if you see anything that's real exciting, and it's towards the bottom. I'll give you a second to look at that. And if you want to unmute, if you see it, jump in and say something. Anybody? Well, I'll let you just be quiet. It's the processing charge. You get 75 cents on each person's order, and that goes to you. That helps you pay for the flyers. About 6 years ago, Avon came out with a stuffed animal as a fundraiser. We've had a bear. I don't remember the exact order. We had a tiger. I did the tiger one. We had a monkey. We had a penguin. We had an elephant. And this year we have the owl. You can do several things with this type of fundraiser. With the tiger, it had a red heart. I had stated earlier I had raised $400 by sending out, well, text wasn't as big as it is now, but I did a little bit. I did emails and I did it on Facebook. It's important to let the buyer know where the proceeds are going. That's That year I turned all the proceeds back in and bought 40 tigers, and my granddaughter was 4 or 5 at the time, and she went with me to Children's Hospital to deliver. Now they no longer, the Children's Hospital in New Orleans no longer takes stuffed animals. Really sad, I know, but you know, it is what it is. But there's so many organizations out there. Several people right now are doing the OWL as a fundraiser for children of the Great Flood. I am thinking about doing one for a nursing home. And when you think about a nursing home, no, it's not just any nursing home, but you know, they would love a stuffed animal because sometimes their families kind of forget they're there. But what a great fundraiser to do in your community. And there is one in Belchase that I want to promote and try and get a fundraiser, because I have somebody dear to my heart that's there. I had lost my best friend almost 2 years ago, and her sister was handicapped, and she was taking care of her sister. Now her sister's there, and I said, you know, what a great fundraiser. So whatever is dear to your heart. This is Annie the Owl, and there's the built-in order form. Really simple. Now, you can get any logo where you want. You can also print, you can order, you can print the flyers yourself, but you're going to use a heck of a lot of ink. But you can order them through Town and Country. And where you find Town and Country is log on to youravon.com, go up to the top right corner and click on Sitemap, then scroll all the way down to the right when you see Avon Advantage. And there's all kinds of stuff. Tablecloth, shirts, tote bags, promotional business cards. I love the table runner and so forth. Now, back onto the agreement form. You know what it looks like, so we don't have to discuss that. After you get the agreement, acknowledge that you will need a deposit based on how much material you will need to order. Figure out what flyers they want to use. Charge them your cost. If they question it, you can offer to give it back to them as a credit at the end of the fundraiser. As a business owner, you may have to purchase them. It's the cost of doing business. Depends on how bad you also want the fundraiser. On occasion, you may have to eat that cost, but do try and get a deposit, which is non-refundable. Step 3, registering your fundraiser. Most important thing here on this slide is, you know, you're going to fill in everything they ask, but there's an 800 number, 1-888-564-2866. It's also at youravon.com. You'll need that if they're tax exempt. You'll need to call them. When you're submitting your order, once you register, Avon's going to send you an email with this 6-digit code you see right here in the middle, 045642. You want to have that on the first line of when you submitting your order, when you're entering your order, and when you go to process it, you want to do ship separately. Representatives receive guaranteed 50% earnings on single page flyer and priority consideration when you register your fundraiser. Just examples here of the tax exempt. If somebody's tax exempt, you can read it. Now, if the organization is tax exempt, once it's going to bill out, you're going to get tax on your invoice. Then you'll need to contact the fundraiser desk, because remember, you've already gotten approval. If you don't have approval on tax exempt, you've got to charge them tax. You have to get that approval before the fundraiser begins. Managing the Avon fundraiser. Introduce Avon fundraiser to the coordinators. Discuss why the organization is selling Avon. Review the schedule. Assign responsibilities and answer any questions they have. But the most important thing is getting some coordinating the duties, getting people to help, distributing the packets, collecting the orders and payments from participants, checking the orders for accuracy. The schools have a lot of volunteers usually that can do all this. You don't have to do this. Let the school do it. And have the participants turn all the money over to the fundraiser chairperson. When you deliver the orders, where you're going to be delivering them and when, make sure that's all coordinated. And let them help you pack it. I recommend setting up your, depending on how big the fundraiser is, setting up the tables in a U shape. That way you can, and with the single page flyer, what's so great about those bundles, you can order the literature bags and you can pre-bag everything before you even start to pack each customer's order. What a dream come true. How much easier that is than the brochure when it's a big fundraiser. Make sure, and also make sure that the participants have picked up their orders. Know where the fundraiser is going to be delivered. If it's a large order, have it delivered to the school. And just remember to change your shipping address. Always make sure that participants' materials have been distributed. Also, ask when the previous fundraiser was, because if they have one every month, it's not going to do near as well if they have just maybe 2 or 3 for the year. But I can remember I walked into a school. I was walking out of a school after delivering all the fundraiser stuff, and there's a candy man walking in. Fundraiser hardly did anything. You can't do 2 fundraisers at one time. Make sure that everyone is clear about their duties. Whatever volunteers you have, their phone numbers, and make sure they have your number and contact information. Make sure that they all know when the orders are due. And if you get a chance to get in front of the organization, these are the things you want to make sure you mention. When the products will be delivered, when participants can pick up their order, and when the payment is due. Everything's prepaid. No order goes in without payment. 3 steps to success. You provide each participant with the flyers, which they will take the orders. Participants give the customers order forms. We no longer have collection envelopes. You can get like a case of envelopes if you want to use envelopes, or I've seen people use the literature bags. They've sent stuff home in that. Now, single page flyer may bend in that. I would definitely recommend an envelope if you can get one. You know, if they're not too expensive. But each participant returns the order form and payment in the collection envelope to the contact person in charge of the organization, not to you. You collect the orders, submit them to Avon for processing, and now it's time to motivate. Teach the if you get in front of the organization or the school, teach them how to sell, whatever the bundle is. You know, point out the benefits. Teach them who to sell to. You know, whether it's their neighbors, just like you bill your customers, neighbors, aunts, uncles, grandma, nannies, whoever. They will all support. And what's great about putting it all over Facebook today, they should get some great orders even away from where they're at. Explain everything where they understand, and make sure your name and phone number is on everything. When the organization is turned over all the orders to you, you're not going to touch the money. Never touch the money. I'm going to go, I think I've covered most of this. Organizations hold fundraisers regularly, so keep in touch with them. If they not have an opening right now, the rest of this year, find out next year when they do, and express the eagerness to work with them. Ask your contact for any suggestions for the next fundraiser, how you can get your foot in the door and be successful. Within a week, send them, once you close that fundraiser, within a week, send the chairperson a gift and a personal note and thank them for the chance to work with that organization. And keep all that in your binder. That way each quarter you can look to see who you can get a fundraiser with. I think most of that. Include a thank you note in every customer's order. And remember, they're all potential recruits. What I loved about, I always put my phone number, like I said, on everything. When they would call, I would always ask, how are the orders coming? How big are the orders? When they would tell anybody that did over 200, that was going to be my next recruit. Those are all, they're selling that well, they can definitely be your next team member. Promote Avon fundraisers through social media and online sites dedicated to fundraising ideas. I didn't realize that was one till, and sure enough, I was on Facebook earlier looking for something and I saw something on a fundraiser group. So they're out there. 3 misconceptions about a fundraiser. The organization has to be charitable and nonprofit organization. That is not true. You must be a top seller. You don't have to be. Now you're going to get that 50% once that fundraiser is registered. Or the sales have to be $1,575 to make it worth your while. Not true anymore. And who does the selling for the fundraisers? The members of the organization does the selling. If you can sell a lipstick, you can sell a fundraiser. And how many times have you seen this picture like up in the right-hand corner where you either see somebody doing a car wash or trying to almost jump on the highway, and or they're doing bake sales or chicken dinners, whatever it is, those are all potential fundraisers. Prepare that contact worksheet, keep them in a binder. I know I said that there'll be things that I do repeat a few times, and hopefully I'm not going too fast and you're able to keep up. You can get that form off of your Avon.com and use the back to write notes on. And there again, that is the agreement form and the contact form. Prizes. Some vendors, especially those that target schools, have prize programs built into their fundraisers. And they may look attractive, but guess what? Those prizes are not free. They're charging everyone that's supporting them for those prizes. The cost of the prize is built into the cost of the product. With Avon Fundraisers, we don't do that. We do not have an automatic prize program, but prizes are very easy to get. What I usually do when I get a contract, well, it's called an agreement form now signed, I would go around in that area and write down all the businesses. And if I have time to go in then, I go in then and ask for what you want, whether it be dinner for two, whether it be a pizza party. The more gifts you can, the bigger the, depending on the size of the organization. When I did Belle Chase Primary School, they did 15,000. I had 15 prizes. The only one I did go out of my pocket with was I rented a limousine, because mommies and grandmas will do anything to have their baby get to ride in that limousine. And you do have to have limits. Like if you do the top 5 sellers, but they have to sell, say, over 400 to be eligible to win that prize, to go to a pizza place and get the free limousine ride. You can also do the classroom that does the most sales or most orders. You can do a pizza party, and you can get it all donated. When you call an organization or go in, you do it the same way, sort of like the letter, letting them know you're working with the Avon Fundraiser headquarters, or, well, you're Avon Fundraiser specialist, and you just booked a fundraiser with Mary Smith Elementary School. And with Avon Fundraisers, we give everything back, all the profit back to the organization. And that's why we go around local businesses and ask for donations. Ask for what you want. You will get it. It's not hard. Once you decide what if they're going to use a single page flyer, what kind of program they're going to use, timing and organization is the most important. Make sure you know that the fundraiser dates. When is the kickoff? When is the launch meeting? The fundraiser coordinators, you'll need approximately 1 coordinator for every 20 to 30 participants. Fundraiser duration, how long is the fundraiser going to last? I would do a 2-week fundraiser. I wouldn't go too much over 2 weeks, because what will happen, they'll forget that it's there. And they have to know that you expect delivery dates and payments to you. They have to know the dates of when you have to get the orders, when you're going to be delivering the orders, and when the payment is due to you. You want that payment up front, at least half of it. And who will help pack the orders? The organization. That's who you want to pack that order. Presentations are pretty easy too, especially with the single page flyer. I'm not going to hit on all this because we've already covered a lot of this, and you can definitely get this on your Avon.com. But don't be nervous about a presentation, because everything you need is right there at your Avon.com under the resource page. And you got all the scripts built in. And remember, it's not just the approach. It's not just to leave a package. You have to get to know them. I would bring a hand cream, because I guarantee you, what is it, Otis Cookies? Whoever does the cookies, when they walk in there, they bring in every woman in that office hot cookies, hot chocolate chip cookies. You think they win some points for that? Absolutely. So when you go to get to know whoever you're trying to do a fundraiser with, bring them maybe some moisture therapy hand creams, the little ones that we have for 79 cents or such. But that's the organizations you want to try and work. The competition is tough, but you can earn, get them to do a fundraiser if you work it. Looking for fundraisers is a process. Give yourself time. Once I know where next trip is, I will let you know. I'll make sure to let you know. It ought to be pretty grand. Can't wait to know. Because our new owners, we were supposed to go to Texas this year. When the new owners came in, that's when it got bumped to Dominican Republic. How exciting. So if you wonder, how does it, The impact to your business and the community. Let's just say a team has 20 players that sell 25 bundles. That's 500 bundles. 500 bundles times $15. That's $7,500. There again, that's your President's Club ticket. The organization earns 40%. That's $3,000 in their pocket, and you earn 10%. That's $750 in your pocket. So hopefully I got your attention with that. Now put the responsibility on the organization. You want one order from the organization. If you choose to take any late orders, you may choose to say, okay, well, any late orders after the due date, you will earn 30% instead of 40%, because you got to go back and get stuff and all that such. Do not touch the money. I know someone that did a fundraiser one year and stayed at the school and counted the money, and it was thousands of dollars. It's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. You do not do that. Don't touch the money. Once you get the orders, within 2 days, you need to be delivering the invoice to the school so they know you need your money within 3 days, where you can get that order in and processed. This is what the thank you notes look like. Always put a thank you note in every bag. Like I said, make sure your website's on it, and I would put a coupon code. Avon's been really great to have given us the coupon codes for the whole month, so that's wonderful. You can add a few in there, but you can do something like I have on the bottom. Shop my Avon website. First-time customers use code thank you with any $60 plus order, and use code welcome with any $40 order, and free shipping. Great way to build your e-rep customers. What's great about a fundraiser, it's repeat sales, because you're going to get all those online orders, and that's what's really helped Deanna. Look at the big picture, where this is going to take you. Guaranteed product availability when you do a fundraiser, free shipping on all registered fundraiser, support and respect from a name everybody knows. Avon's been in business 131 years. No minimum sales required, no upfront purchases. Make Avon be out there for you every day, everywhere you go. Show them we are much better than these other highway robbery companies that are out there pushing their fundraisers. And they do not have to buy anything up front, because a lot of schools buy all that candy. And when they're out there selling, you really don't know how old that candy is. But anyway, before you offer the percentage, the profit, do your research. And I mentioned that earlier. Google the organization. Know how many fundraisers they did last year, on this year, and what did they raise money for? How much was sold and earned, and how much do they want this year? Give the organization incentive, and you can decide what chart you want to offer them in the, as far as the percentage they're going to earn. Remember to use the 6-digit code. 6-digit item number, same thing. Remember to do ship immediately. You can create your own flyers, like one of my representatives did with the bubble bath. Bundles are great. People use Avon's daily need products every day. Very reasonable, can't beat the price. Always keep a printed flyer on hand with you in your vehicle at all times, because you never know when you see somebody doing a car wash or a bake sale. And you can use old flyers. Don't throw them away. Use them just to, at least get the presentation set. Make folders, keep them in your car. Watch when somebody does, like I said, bake sale and so forth. I already covered all that. And when you get challenged, pick up the phone and call me. I will help you. I will walk you through it. This is a form that you can also find at youravon.com, and it is your fundraiser action plan. So what is your goal and dream over the next 12 months? How much would you like to sell in fundraisers? And start keeping track of the organization, who you spoke with, your pitch method, the meeting date, and so forth. And that is it. We did definitely 10 minutes earlier, so if everybody wants to unmute, I'm going to read this, and then we can open up a Q&A. That's it. You are now qualified to host an Avon fundraiser. You can do this. You can be on that next trip. Hopefully, they'll offer a cruise next year. Thank you for taking the time out to learn. If you have any questions or concerns, like I said, you can always call me. If you can't reach me, you can call my office assistant, Wanda. and the numbers here, and I will be sending an email out with that information. Because next week, when I have a meeting in Florida, there'll be 2 days I will not be able to answer my phone. I may not be able to answer text either. If you don't hear back from me within a day, call Juan and she can help you out, or she can let you know, blah, blah, blah. Our September sales meeting is this Sunday night. You will be getting, well, I already sent the email out at 7 p.m. Central Time. Please come on a few minutes early so that you can announce your name and tell us where you're from and who your immediate upline is. And so now we open for Q&A. So I want to stop my video. Whoops, let's see. So how do I get back? I got to do stop your screen sharing first. Stop share. Stop the video. There we are. If everybody just wants to unmute, let's see. Unmute. Whoops. Unmute. 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 Did I get everybody? Does anybody, I would love to hear your questions. Ask some questions, or what did you think? I know it's a lot of information.
It was great, Karen. I was very impressed. A lot of great information, valuable information. So
yeah, with the class we went to was a 4-hour class. And but anyway, so are you excited to go get a fundraiser now?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's Avon does, gosh, the site is so great. Everything's there for a representative. If you need something, it's all there. And of course you have the support of, you know, your manager, your district manager, and your upline. Does anybody have any questions? No? Yeah.
maybe someone on the phone?
Anybody else? Oh, here, this phone is muted too. Let's see. I'd love to hear from you. They might have muted. Well, was it too much?
No, it was great, Karen.
It was great. It was great, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Did I cover everything Deanna did?
Yes, it was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. And I want to know, I'm going to be calling you within the next week. I want to know what you plan for this, the rest of this year and next year. At least get yourself set up for next year. Or go after some fundraisers and earn President's Club this year.
That's right.
That's it. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.